Come along as I head east from Foran Gap to a breathtaking vista on Fourche Mountain on the Arkansas side of the Ouachita Trail. Hello and welcome to the Oklahomo Hiker YouTube channel. Today I am back on the Ouachita Trail, starting at the Foran Gap Trailhead right off of Highway 71 here near Acorn, Arkansas. I am going to be heading east today to, at very least, the summit of Wolf Pinnacle. I'm going to take it kind of one step at a time and decide whether perhaps I want to go on to Blue Mountain from there. If I stop at Wolf Pinnacle, it'll be about a 10-mile trail. If we go further than that to all the way to Blue Mountain, it would be about an 18-mile day hike. So maybe a little long for today, but we'll see how it goes. Come along. Well, I'm almost a mile in. The trail has not been too difficult so far, just a steady ascent. And we've got the nice view here of the north side of Wolf Pinnacle, or at least the foot of it. So, onward and upward. Looky there, hitting our first shelter. Let's check this one out. This is the Foran Gap Shelter, about a mile off of Highway 71 to the east. And I have never seen this one. Looks nice like all the rest of them. That is one of the great things about the Ouachita Trail. The shelters are incomparable. You've got picnic area, fire pit, and of course this huge and very stately shelter here. All right, time to strip off a layer. Well, the first half of mile 2 has been relatively painless. Just a continuation of the gradual climb upward, but nothing severe. Well, at 1.9 miles, it looks like we are picking up a bit of a road trace. So I'm going to follow this, find out where it goes from here. Well, at about 2.6 miles in, I continue on this road. Nothing too wide open in terms of views. Do have a little bit of rock formation and interest over here on the left side. Other than that, it is smooth sailing, a gentle upward with some nice long stretches of just flat. So, making great time. I am less than an hour in. And like I say, about 2.65 miles. So, trucking right along. At 3.25 miles, we do have a bit of a view opening up here. This is on the south side of Wolf Pinnacle. And of course, I'm just continuing down this road, or up this road, that I've been on since 1.9 miles. So I think it takes me all the way up to the turnoff that goes to the actual summit on the right whenever we get up to the top of Wolf Pinnacle. The trail, the Ouachita Trail, doesn't actually hit the summit, so you have the option of going there. I hear it's kind of straight up. May check it out, may not. So let's see when we get there. Well, at 4.4 miles, we've got the turnoff here. This goes up to the top of the mountain. It's marked here by a little Ouachita Trail painted rock, and you have a clear sign here for where the actual trail goes, because the summit of the mountain here is not actually along the trail. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going toward Blue Mountain, taking the Ouachita Trail instead of the summit. So as soon as you leave Wolf Pinnacle, the summit split off there, you do leave the main road as well and end up in a little bit more of a standard trail situation versus the road that we've been on for the last several miles. Have a very small tent campsite here at mile 4.7. Anyway, a little fire pit on the saddle of a little ridge here. View out that way, and a somewhat open view out that way. Not so much. Anyway, nice little spot to set up a tent if you happen to be ready to rest. Looks like we are going to end up on the north side of the ridge here for the first time in a little while. So I'm excited to see the new terrain, or the new views. Well, at 2 hours, I have made it in 5.5 miles, which is awesome time. The road up to Wolf Pinnacle certainly helped that out because it wasn't a super steep grade. Also, no rocks, so that's like totally unheard of here in the Ouachitas because it's a giant rock heap. My camera is perched upon a rock. I'm sitting on a rock. There's a rock here. There's rocks all around. Anyway, I am going to proceed to Blue Mountain, or as far as I feel like going. I will say that since we've left the turnoff to the summit of Wolf Pinnacle, which I didn't take, it has just been a regular trail, so much rockier, much more narrow and more up and down, but not too bad still. So we seem to be kind of hugging the same altitude on the mountains. So sometimes on the north, sometimes on the south. I'm eating some snacks, which I'm going to finish here and head up to Blue Mountain, or as close as I want to go. Those things are damn good. At about 6 miles, you begin a descent, and it has been kind of a long, steady descent, so not necessarily looking forward to it back up on the way back to the truck, but to be expected, I suppose, if you're traipsing around the mountains. Anyway, not sure I'm going to go all the way to Blue Mountain, considering I've got to save up energy for this and be fresh for tomorrow, but having a good time. I'll check in the next time I get by something interesting.
even the rocky areas on this trail are not as bad as they have been in the other sections. Seven and a half miles in. And boy, the views are kind of grown over, but awfully pretty. All right, still heading up after the down. All right, so I've decided I'm going to go about 0.3 of a mile further, which will put me at a little over 8 miles in. And rather than going all the way up to that knob there, you can kind of see through the trees, I'm going to turn around at one of the scenic vistas that there is supposedly up here. I don't really want to aggravate an Achilles injury from last year right now, because in 3 weeks from today actually, my husband and I are going to go visit Jeff and Mo up in New York of the Hiker Trash Husbands, do some snowshoeing, some skiing, some hanging out, and I don't want to have any injuries. So rather than press myself to 18 miles, keep it to 16, get back a little bit more reasonable time. All right, looks like I'm almost to the viewpoint, and just in time too. Oh wow, gonna turn around here, and would you get a look at that? Very nice. This rock over here is pretty cool too. All right, see if there's anything a little further up. All right, well, I made it in 8.1 miles. Didn't quite go to Blue Mountain, but it's always good to save an adventure for another time. So that is what I'm going to do. I was very satisfied with the view up here. It was gorgeous. You could see mountains for miles. Anyway, with 8.1 miles to go, it took me, by the way, 3.5 hours, counting the break time, to get that far. So it shouldn't be horrid to get back to the truck. But I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. So let's take a look. I am definitely on the uphill part on the east side of Wolf Pinnacle, but more than halfway up and still making good time. Once I'm done with this, it'll pretty much be all downhill, and even a gentle slope at that. I see an arrow off of this road that I've been on, which means I've gone 2.5 miles on this road, and I have 1.9 miles to go to get back to the truck. Yay! And in total, let's see, 14.6 miles so far. So, getting up there.